Guys, I think so. Trump won the election, right? It got me thinking. Canada recently has been following kind of the same trajectory in the sense it's going very conservative. Well, it's going to be very conservative, and from what I see is a lot of online social media like posts, kind of like the same MAGA kind of material about anti-immigration and very anti-Trudeau and
Quebec makes comments about that.
So I want to ask, why do you think Canada is going back to conservatism? Or like a little round table and guys to
leadership, if you right now it feels like there's economy's not doing good. You still have the inflation that's it's in the back of your mind here, and all the leading indicators are all turning over, kind of thing. They're all, and on top of that, you have Trudeau that is not doing his best.
Well, love.
I think
that's for sure.
I think because the U.S. wants certain things that they promised the American people with immigration and blocking the borders and making it all about America, and which is why they brought up these tariffs, right? It's forcing, because they'll eliminate the tariffs because they want Mexico and Canada to freaking stop these help in eliminating these illegal immigration, right? So all of a sudden, because Canada's fearing, oh my God, it's gonna kill our economy. Okay, we'll give in. We're anti-immigration.
My question is, why do you think Canada is going to conservative? No, going to conservative, more right wing leaning.
Just more
apart from
our border
tires and stuff.
I would say,
immigration is definitely a big, I think,
border. Like,
well, it's not our border. It's just immigration in general. People are not liking the fact that.
Well, we're spending a lot, right? We're spending a lot. The deficit is going down because of since COVID, since inflation. So people are fed up of struggling. And they're blaming the Trudeau government. So they're thinking that a switch in the way the Conservatives are pushing things would benefit them in the pocket and then in their pockets, and hopefully things would shift, right? I don't know.
It's too long. This Trudeau, it's been too long.
There's also that. There's the fatigue of
it's the fatigue.
10 years, almost 10 years as a prime minister.
I was going to say that. I feel like the fatigue is it's run out. People are just like, we're done. It's too long. Nothing's happened. Nobody's happy. So it's like...
but I think COVID had a lot to do with his demise, because I think whatever he had planned put a freaking damper and everything, and he had to fucking spend way more than and then it fucked everything up for him and the party. I believe that whatever his plan was, it fucked up a lot of stuff, and it put the country and everyone in a fucking hole.
Yep.
Well, you're right, but kind of going off topic, but I don't know. I kind of like that Trudeau did that, because a lot of people were stuck, man. A lot of people lost their jobs.
No, I'm not saying
it
wasn't wrong what he did. I'm just saying whatever he did helped Canada, but it also, a lot of people are...
But I'm surprised people don't see that it helped people.
I see it.
Yeah, I know.
But a lot of people
so many people are like just hating.
Yeah. People hate the fact that they're struggling, right? And they're blaming... They have to blame somebody, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Well, cheap mentality too, right? So it's like, go with...
But it's also the way you feel. A lot of people feel like I'm fucking screwed over here. All we're doing is getting screwed.
And it's been a while. I feel it.
Steve,
I'm gonna say that, like I've always said, that you didn't have to spend all that money. All right.
What were they gonna do?
You didn't have to lock down. You didn't have to this
Yeah, but that's easy to say that 4 years, like 3 years
Later.
later after it happened. But
No,
in the
no,
time,
I
we thought
do
it was,
seen it.
we thought it was Ebola. Like we thought people were dying.
Yeah,
like, we
okay,
thought, you
but
know,
He was
you-
trying to do the best for people, right?
exactly. We didn't know what, as a government, as a person, you don't know what the hell's happening. So you have to make a decision. Like we're shutting down because people are dying.
Steve,
you know?
what is okay? But guys, what happens? Why did you need the money? Well, because you're not collecting unemployment.
Let me give you a point
Well,
here.
some people
hold
lost-
on. Let me make a point. Like when this happening, he didn't know what was happening, so he passed a bill to help all the Canadians, whether it's regular Canadians or businesses. It was the bill where people can collect, right? But at the end of the day, while he was trying to do something good, people found a loophole and people abused it, and it put Canada into a freaking into a big hole, right? And a lot of people had to pay back, right? A lot of businesses had to pay back. It affected a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses had to close, right? And they're blaming him now for introducing what's the bill called again? The relief fund that he did for COVID. What's it called?
I don't remember.
Really fun.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, okay? So they're blaming him because he should have never done that. But what did you want him to do? Make people struggle? People lost their jobs. Businesses couldn't survive. It was going to put the country in a deeper hole where companies were going to... He saved a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses ended up closing later, but he also saved a lot of businesses and he saved a lot of jobs too. No? I think. You know, damn if you do and damn if you don't. That's where he was.
It
he
was a
he was in
shitty
that
time,
position.
you know, like where people were following like what Fauci would say, and so like, and now you
He
look
made a
back
decision.
in retrospect, and you're like,
You know?
would you have done the same thing today? Absolutely not. People would be like, oh my god, said the thing. But like you said, you're at the time, you do the best you can.
But what Brian's saying is now it's easy to speculate after you
Sit
know
back
the
and
outcome. But
shit on
at the end of
it.
the day, it's like saying the weather. It's gonna snow tomorrow. Let me prepare for snow. But tomorrow it didn't. Tomorrow doesn't snow. Shit. Why the hell did you freaking spend all that money and prepare for snow? You freaking lost all that money. But fuck, how are you gonna know the weather was gonna change, right? You fucking you take a logical decision and prepare for the worst, right?
Well, anyways, the portion of the relief lending, okay, let's just say that it was useful. But then there's other things that is not useful out of the government.
Like what?
Plenty of the reason why we're in such deficit spending, there's a certain point where you just kind of minimize as much as possible on creating new, what's the amount of jobs that the economy is growing by is only by the government. A lot nowadays, that's what it is. It's the government that actually grows our economy.
Has he not done stuff to also bring money into the economy and for Canada?
It has,
Like legalizing marijuana? That didn't help out. Didn't help the.
who says that that's not helpful? Of course, it's
It
helpful.
helped out immensely.
Sure, we're talking about like government growing is the only way our economy grows nowadays. That's the thing, you know, like it's not an actual real wholesome way of growing an economy. The real way is by business and entrepreneurship, you know, helping people to create businesses, not imposing more and more taxes on it.
Exactly.
You reduce the effect of real growth, you know. And what does everybody want to get? Fucking government job. Oh yeah, I want to get a government job. That's what. Then you feel cozy. Now I'm set. And then we have, you know, the kind of pensions you get. Come on, please.
Then you go on strike for 20%.
So, you know, you get squeezed once you know, and then the taxpayer gets squeezed. And it's not healthy.
Paying for it.
I worked in a fucking restaurant for all my life. I got 0. That's what I have. So, what do I gotta do? I gotta freaking work, you know. And I'm not gonna go work for the government. Not that I want to, but you know, like, it's just the easy way out, you know.
Are you saying it's creating a soft society?
And of course, it's a very soft society, 100%.
So we're becoming.
sorry.
We're
I'm understanding the
soft times are making soft people.
We're definitely on a
That's where we are right now.
government reliability, you know, system at the moment, a very socialist mindset. You know, You're not go-getters. You got to be really...
And you think that's the reason why we're going more conservative? The mentality, all of Canada is going more conservative.
Yeah, the mindset is slowly switching because, you know, they're pointing out that we need to be more self-resilient, you know, more focused on not relying on the government. And that's what Pierre...
That what he's preaching?
100%, yeah. He's always talking about, you know, the government is too big. The government is you know, we have to minimize
Okay, yeah, that. But he's talking about like less
taxes.
Well, I know he talks about carbon tax. He wants to get rid of that, but he's talking about what? Less corporate tax, less.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's talking about less corporate tax. Sure, he's going to talk about more energy and you know, like we should be looking at focusing more on energy. You know, more business creation,
More
mom and pop
innovative
stuff. You know,
Support your internal.
Well, also, I don't think it helped that Trudeau was part of some scandals.
Oh my gosh!
So
Yeah,
actually, I was doing some research. I didn't know about this charity scandal.
oh yeah, it's huge.
I didn't know about it. I just found out
Huge.
recently about
Sure.
it, and
Trudeau's charity scandal.
he gave like
Whole family's
the
involved.
rights of like this $900 million school fund to this wee charity, and then later they found out the Trudeau family is part of it. Like the mother was paid like $250,000 to speak at events. The head of
Clintons are the best at that.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it's very
the
Clinton-esque,
Americans
yeah.
are very.
So it doesn't help him being in a few scandals that people mistrust Trudeau and the Liberal Party. And there's this big anxiety of immigration, right? People don't like this flux of immigration, which yes, people are like upset that maybe it's costing taxpayers to bring these people in, to house them and stuff like that. And also, I think it brought up, especially in Vancouver and Toronto, well, Montreal too, it brought up a lot of housing because now all these
Influx of the
immigrants are buying houses, and it's driving the market up, and it's causing bidding wars and stuff like that. So people, well,
That wasn't the main cause of the bidding wars. Wasn't that immigration? It was also the low interest rates and people overstepping themselves.
yes, but the thing is, there's not enough houses, and people want to buy houses, so causing bidding wars when there's more people that want houses. There's this many people that want houses, but there's only these many houses. It causes bidding wars.
Don't forget, there was a lot of corruption in the bidding wars too.
Yeah, that's another story.
That's another
But
Yeah.
besides the bidding wars, it brought up the values, like especially
Supply.
Vancouver.
Create more supply.
It's nuts. Like $1 million, it's a shack.
but you have to understand that the money that was buying that real estate up in Vancouver wasn't
a lot of,
in Vancouver.
a lot of Chinese
You understand?
money. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what makes the difference.
Yeah,
is
Poilievre had a
that
good
that's
point,
where
too.
Trudeau or the government should have been stepped in and be like, cool, you want to buy, but do something, put some standards or something, because the
Not
money
only
is not in
Vancouver,
our
but
own
in Toronto
economy.
as well.
Well, because Vancouver got saturated, so Toronto,
Then they
we're
started moving
Montreal.
here.
Well, it's normally
So-
it's normal Vancouver got hit more because they're close.
They're right
and
there,
a lot of
but-
their immigrants are from Asia and
but
stuff. like that.
everyone saw it coming. They were like Vancouver, and then it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Toronto, and now Toronto got saturated. Montreal's next. I see it. It's gonna
But
happen.
they couldn't stay in Alberta and Saskatchewan.
They were like, it's too cold, too much snow.
It's too
Let's go hit those Great
flat
Lakes. Let's go.
I saw a clip on PBC about Trudeau's father, Pierre. Yeah, he was so fucking.
He was a fucking savage. He was a savage.
There's this lady, okay, kind of called him out recently. Well, you know, kind of give her testimony. She was a asset for Rothschild's family.
And she was a position in his cabinet or something.
She was more like a entertainment type of girl, trying to get information about just about like Epstein type of thing, you know, okay, for the Rothschilds, and trying to find weakness out of, you know, ministers,
Anything.
politicians,
Just to like,
and, you know, whoever might be company CEOs. That's what these people do, eh? And so she was a secret asset, and she used to do a lot of weird things, but she was paid to do whatever she had to do. But she said, this guy insatiable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insatiable.
There's things that he wants and he can never provide.
Like perverted shit.
Very perverted, but even further than that.
Ooh.
Very further, we're talking about
My son
I
goes to a school.
what I understand. Could be very evil. We're talking about capturing, like
You saying people that best friends with Fidel Castro is a bad guy?
Links to bad
People that hang out
guy.
with communists?
I don't know.
What are you saying?
You'd have to
What are you
find
saying,
an actual
Steve?
interview, but we're talking about, I think, kidnapping, and that's what she was talking about.
You're going down a dark path.
I know, it's not me, guys. It's not me. You have to watch the interview for my. I just
but it could
watched
be all
clip.
bullshit too,
It could
right?
be all
Of course,
bullshit.
100%. But to call out somebody,
All right, just to go back, yeah. Don't you find Canadian prime ministers, like since the 80s, they always last like 10 years?
yeah.
Brian Mulroney, Jean Charest, Ben
Chrétien.
Harper. No, not Jean Charest. I
Ben
meant to say
Harper.
Chrétien.
Chrétien.
Not Ben Harper.
Stephen Harper.
Steven.
Ben Harper.
A good singer though.
Trudeau. It's like a
Gospel
minimum
guy
wait,
now.
10
Say
years.
that. When gospel.
Yeah,
10
so
years
yeah,
with the
so this
eight,
guy
you mean?
Poilievre, he's really captivating the nation.
He is.
But,
Poilievre is.
he's strong on repealing the carbon tax. You see him, I see him arguing every night about it.
It
they're
won't
pro-
affect us here, though.
Why?
We don't
saying
have
is
one.
it-
We don't have a carbon tax here, so it's affecting more who? It's
It's different here. We don't. We don't.
official carbon tax. So the Conservatives are basically running on repealing the carbon tax. They are promoting more fiscal responsibility and balance the budget. Everyone does. They want to loosen a lot of gun. They want to loosen gun laws. So I'm seeing like a lot of Republican
That I don't
American.
agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
very-
seeing it. And gun laws. I kind of support this. He continues to support Ukraine, and he wants to reach NATO's 2% of the GDP defense to put in defense. So
Right.
I support that. Support for Israel. I guess he's promoting a change in leadership style. I think he's really honing in that it's been a decade and people are kind of fed up of the liberals and Trudeau, and he's really hitting
What
that.
we were
and
saying before.
Yeah.
It was just.
time for change, and he's kind of Trumpian in the sense of like immigration, close the border, no more like take back Canada. Kind of a little, little fascist over there. He's not super fascist, but
I think
He
he
wants
wants
to keep
install
Canada
the
white.
Canadian,
Yeah.
culture. 'Cause he's got a
But even though
Spanish
Canada-
wife. It's not that.
But I never understood that Canadian culture, American culture. Canadian American culture is a mixture of immigrants. It's immigrant culture, right? How do you make Canada Canada if you don't have every fucking culture that we have in Canada? Like, it's
Right, but you still gotta put in some
he
law.
just
So
doesn't
it doesn't
want
get out
he
of
just
control.
doesn't want
and-
dark people. And well, not him, but I'm just saying when people say that, they just don't want dark people. That's what I think.
I mean, like dark skin.
Arabs or black. Well, I guess right now Arab is probably the biggest, or Mexican and stuff like that for the United States.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm not
just
saying
want
there's
to-
nothing wrong with it. I'm saying when they say stuff like that, I feel like that's kind of what they're really saying. They don't want dark. They don't want those kind of immigrants.
Well,
They want white Swedish from Germany kind of
Well,
immigrant.
the